this is Kali J.N.S, and today we are continuing with the Divine Feminine series. And we are on part 9. And this is for the ladies. I thank you, ladies, for sticking it through. I know it's been a while since I post between part 7 and part 8. And so thanks for sticking through with the content. But we're on part 9. And remember, the Divine Feminine series is for women, and it is for also for men who want to learn about the Divine Feminine series. We're covering a lot of topics. We went deep into the esoteric knowledge of the chaos intelligence realm of the divine feminine regarding the melanated woman and melanin itself in the cosmos and the galactic sense. Then we brought it on down to the earth level with understanding the divine feminine as it relates to the law of gender, as well as even the logistics of things that women in 2024 have to deal with regarding melanated women and their relationship logistics, prospects around dating, prospects around uh, the things we have to deal with as women, and in general. And so today is going to be another one of those videos where we cover the logistics and prospects of marriage. We're going to be discussing the purpose of marriage, the original purposes of marriage. We'll talk about some of the hardcore facts of marriage in terms of some of the ways women are affected within those marriages. So I will just be bringing some research, and then we're also going to just talk about theoretical aspects of it. I'm not here to tell women what to do, whether you want to get married or you don't want to get married. That's not what this video is about. It's just a deep dive into understanding of the logistics so that you can actually make a sound decision. So this research is going to be presented to you so that you can say, okay, after I know what I know now, how do I want to proceed? Do I want to get married, or do I want to stay single, or how do I want to approach it? Do I want something more holistic? Do I want, like, you get to think about, like, okay, knowing what I know now, how am I going to approach this? Am I going to be more mercenary? Am I going to be more logical, or am I going to be more emotional? So you have to make those decisions. And so anytime we're doing videos about the logistics of relationships and marriage and women and whatnot, it's not necessarily for me to try to put my perspective or my viewpoint on anybody. I just give you the information, and you from there are guided to make your own decision. Okay, and then my ministry is not necessarily in the realm of relationships necessarily, or getting women into marriages. That's not my ministry. I'm not a relationship coach or anything like that, or dating coach. With me, I like to provide holistic information for the divine feminine, for women in general. So that goes into more so the esoteric mysticism aspect of the divine feminine, and just the mundane everyday things that we as women have to deal with, things that we should know. And so we're going to just talk about the history of marriage, and not just America, but just in general. And then we'll talk about the like, what are the statistics around uh, the depression rates around marriage, for those who are married, and for those who are single. We're going to do a comparison, and so it's going to get really interesting. And so, for women that are married, I would like to hear your opinions and perspective on the research itself. And I would really like to have like a roundtable discussion, like with other women, single by choice women, women who want to get married but are single, women who are just in relationships, and then women who are married. I think that would be really fascinating to have us have a conversation, all melanated women, and to have a conversation on, like, the community in marriage, relationships, and our women's approach to marriage. Is it realistic? Is it archaic? Is it logical? Is it childish? Is it mature? I want to have. I would love to sit and talk with other women, elder women, younger women, and then it will probably get real juicy, because if you got the elder women and then you got the younger generational women, 25 and up, maybe to 25 to 35 or even a little younger. And then you have women that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and then you have women that are married and women that are single. That would be a real juicy ass conversation, and I hope it get done. And I hope someone invite me on the panel um as a scholar, because the women, it's like it's such a nuanced topic, and then when you get into the intergenerational aspects of the conversation, you really get a different perspective based on wisdom and experience versus inexperience and whimsical thinking, childish thinking. And so, um with me and my knowledge base in terms of the wisdom that I have, I've learned a lot from older women, women that I admire, first and foremost, not hater women, not set up, the setup queen women, because you got women that are older that hate on younger women. Then you have elder women that really want to give you some game and help you out on your journey. And so I made sure to listen to women that wanted to help other women out on their journey. First and foremost, regardless of age, it was important that, for one, I sensed that they had a compassion for the women condition, Black women in particular, and they had a love for the divine feminine, a love for the primordial mother, and that they understood some shit about how the universe really works. That's what I was looking for when I sought out teachers that were female to learn from, seers, oracles. That was very important to me. And so a lot of my knowledge base, it does come from older women in my experience, but I'm not going to hold you. I don't mind learning from the experience of other women. I'm one of those people that I'm not hard-headed. You're not going to have me bump my head a couple of times because I was too proud or too arrogant to listen to other women's experiences, or I wanted to judge other women because of the paths and the journeys that they had in their life. And a lot of the younger women like to think that they're better than the older women, and they pussy more popping, vagina more popping because they're younger, and they want to degrade the older women. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about now, or you jealous, and da da da. And I never had that approach. I have an old soul anyways. I'm 31 years old. But I always, from my perspective, I was like, nah, man, judging these older women is, I think we should be listening to the ones that's not a setup queen, to the ones that really is like, look, young ladies, you want to focus on A, B, and C, get yourself in this position, worry about yourself, invest in yourself. Them, the type of women that encourage you to love yourself, right? To not to put your needs first, to put your interests first. Um, those were the type of women I felt like, from their experiences, I wanted to learn from them. And so while this is not so much of regurgitation of what other women have said, I'm bringing forth my own experiences as well. Um, I'm grateful to have learned from elder women about some of the information I'm going to share with you. And then what I go and do is I go and look, observe, and apply the wisdom in my own life. But like I said, I don't like to bump my head because I'm hard headed. That's just me. If I see other women telling me, look, this is what's out there, this is what they're gonna do, this is what it means when a man does this is what it means when a woman does this. I listen. You ain't got to tell me. And as far as the young baby girls, I would say 25 and younger, it's important, to find solid women who got your back, who love women, not in a sexual way, but I mean, who actually love the divine feminine. It's important to listen to those women, because they do got your back, and I'm one of those women that got your back. I'm not in no way trying to deter you from doing from valuing the things that you value as women, as far as like the things that we're going into, like the divine feminine. And so a lot of you want to talk about the soft life, resting in femininity, marriage, whatever it is. Um, with me, I'm not here to deter you from any of those things. I do believe in self care, soft life, chilling. Yesterday, I was in the relaxed mode. I was studying the Korean skincare routine. Studying the steps of the Korean skincare routine. I had my essential oils. I had my lemon eucalyptus going. It was blazing up in this bitch. I was experimenting with different crystals. That's just my form of self care. My form of soft life, and what makes me feel feminine is crystals and aromatherapy and oils and shit. That's just my thing. And so I had my mystic merlinite and experiment with new might. These are new crystals that I haven't had much experience with. So I was just experimenting with those and chilling and resting and relaxing, really relaxing. I did I think of like two tarot readings. I was just real chill. It was a real chill day. I did a little bit of studying for a certification thing that I'm trying to do for independent contract work that I do on the side. And so, that's pretty much what my day consists of. So I'm all about soft life. I'm gonna get this Korean skincare routine down. I'm gonna give me some luxurious products. I only try to do organic on my face with some of the with some of the products that I use. But I'm gonna get the that routine down. I'm gonna start to get into the LED light therapy for the face, you know, and whatnot. So with you ladies that's focused on more of wanting this black woman in a space of self care, in a space of resting in femininity, in a space of soft life, luxury. Oh, I'm with the shits with that. I have no problem with that. However, with me, it's not even a however. With me, I also like for us to do the deep soul inner engineering work to make sure that it's it's genuine, that what we're doing is not just busy work, that because a lot of times when we're just putting a band-aid. How do you It's like trying to put a lipstick on pig, with a lot of the things that women in general try to do to cover up some of the things that we really need to be dealing with. Black women do it, white women do it, everybody do it. They try to just gloss over. And so when we talk about like the luxury stuff, and we talk about marriage, when we talk about, it's like, okay, let's not just be surface level, let's get really deep. I don't like shallow stuff. I'm soul food. I don't do fast food. Okay, and so a lot of the moments and the movements that we bring in the femininity movement, it's like fast food. It's like hurry up microwave type. And I'm like, no, I like to take things slow. I like soul food. I like a slow cooker. I like it. I like slow cook, deep, nice soul food, and that's what I provide. When you go over that chaos intelligence information and the information of the primordial mother and dark waters, and we talking about entropy and resonance and things that relate to the essence of the divine feminine, the codes, the light codes of the DNA of the black woman. That's soul food. That's some hardcore heavy shit. That's mac and cheese. That's what collard green. That's all that cornbread, the real one too. You know, and so that's information to feed your soul. It's not just you want to get into more of the soft life. I can give you some very amazing products for beauty and skin and hair and makeup, and and I'll probably be doing some makeup tutorials and hair tutorials on my for because I have a course for black women, and it's a self-care course, and we talk about yoga, how to overcome peptide addiction. We get into some of the things for uh the spiritual modalities, physical modalities, emotional modalities to help us with our self-care. But we also get into beauty. There's some tips, from beauty tips on there, anti-aging tips, all types of things. And I actually want to physically show you, some of the makeup application. I've been doing makeup since I was 12 years old. Like I can do professional level like makeup. Like you see the YouTube tutorial with the makeup artist with the concealer and the contour, and they got the different the highlighting and all that, and the primer, the setting. Like I talk about that on the course for black women. It's if you guys are interested, it's called Peptide and Overcoming Peptide Addiction and Self Care. It's on Nakhti University, and there's all types of tips on there for self care, including yoga. It is taught by the yoga class is taught by a white woman, but that content, you know, um, is kind of like filled. filler. But the real content, as far as what I bring, I'm lecturing on there. And I'm probably going to add an actual video tutorial of me doing the makeup, doing hair, because a lot of times with Black women, we want to help these young ladies. We want to help these young ladies know how to do their hair, apply their makeup, uh, how to balance, certain things that, with the female womanhood stuff. That's what we want to get into. That's what I would love to help the young girls with, so they can, just be more holistic in their approach to womanhood, because there is I wouldn't say what's a gap. I would say it's a gap between the women helping the younger girls, in all aspects of their life. And a lot of that could be because women see each other as competition. Women have no clue about the divine feminine. Women don't know how powerful they are. It could be all of those things. I'm not quite sure, because I don't my consciousness is not at that level of jealousy, of competition with other women. you know um I'm still working on myself and my development in every aspect, but I am confident in other areas of my life. And one of those is on the soul level. And when it comes to intelligence, wisdom, and spiritual wise, I'm very confident um, in my essence of the divine feminine. And so I don't feel the need to tear down other women, and I don't feel the need to compete with other women. um, I like to be around blessed women. I like to be around blessed people, gifted people, because I'm gifted, and so I don't want to be. I don't want to be around motherfuckers that you know that got issues, that to make myself feel better. I never understood that about people needing to be around other people that don't got their shit together, so that they could feel like they one up on somebody, or they better than somebody. I never understood that approach to life. I don't want to be around losers or people that can't get, because I want to learn from other people, right? And I do, want to be around other gifted people. And even when you dealing with other people that are gifted, you still have to work. Are they secure in themselves? Are they insecure? Do they have low self-esteem? You have to still deal with those type of things as well. But by and large, I'm an uplifter of women. I'm an uplifter of women, a protector of women, all women. And this is not the same as feminism. I don't promote mainstream westernized feminism ideals. I promote primordial, cosmic, galactic, nine ether, at least nine ether dimensional consciousness regarding the divine feminine. This is a very ancient melanated science that I'm promoting, the divine feminine chaos intelligence realm. However, we do have new information. We are talking about for the first time the quantum elements of the Eve gene of the Black woman. We are talking for the first time the elements of what resonance is, what primordial darkness is, when we talk about dark matter and dark energy of the universe as it relates to the divine feminine. We breaking the actual characteristics of those things down in terms of entropy and resonance and melanin and consciousness. And so when I'm talking about the divine feminine and me being a protector of the Shakti energy, we are hitting it over the head with a mainframe computer. Okay, we are the mainframe, the motherboard. Okay, it don't get no higher than that. And it is not some westernized colloquialisms about feminism, the tropes that you hear being promoted with the mainstream to even separate men and women, and particularly melanated men and women. That's not what these teachings are for. It's to go around hating men, to go around hating women, to go around hating white women. None of that. These teachings is for the Black woman to see her, to go into her God consciousness, to awaken her God consciousness. And she's prying with wisdom and knowledge of who the hell she really is. And she's like, okay, oh, I'm the end all be all, alpha and omega. Okay, I'm the birther of stars, galaxies, solar systems, all that good shit. And now you understand the essence of creation itself, and how it relates to you as a human. Some of you are, and even some of you that are not human, are posing as human, you know, interdimensional, whatever. But um, this is for you. This is not for you to go and take these teachings and go and bash men over the head with it or try to, because we're going into the age of divine feminine. There's going to be women leaders, women everywhere, running these systems and coming up with new infrastructures. But the divine masculine is still going to be present, and we're going to need them to fulfill their role and to do their role as well. And so they can learn a lot from this information. Well, they already tried, they tried to take some of this information and botch it and make and start some brotherhoods and secret societies, and they fucked it all up. As far as the teachings of the chaos intelligence and the dark energy, they totally misinterpreted, like I would say a good 75% of the content. However, they tried, and it is important for men to know that, for those that run the system. Talk about the men that run the system. The average man don't know, will probably relate to what I'm talking to, but the men that run the system, and for you who are monitoring my content because you know exactly like what time it is important for you to understand the original teachings and these teachings as well, and so that you can help continue to evolve your consciousness, but also so that you understand, like, as we're moving into the age of divine feminine, how we're going to run these systems and your role in helping to run those systems. So it's not that we are bashing male leadership or we're going to take away male leadership. It's just going to be it's going to be under a different governance. It's going to be under a different structure. And so for you that run this, that currently are running the system, it's important for you to know um, exactly what the chaos intelligence information is about, as it relates to the primordial waters, primordial darkness, as we usher in a new law of chaos intelligence versus the law of water, of maritime admiralty. We are moving out of that. You at the top know that. You at the top, you completely know that. You know that, you know probably more than I know about it. However, as we have descended on this earth as the chaos intelligence beings, the women, the oracles, the seers who have been put on this planet to usher in this age of divine feminine, you are to totally listen to the information that they have and start to apply it. You guys are already doing that. You guys are already doing that in the corporations and the government. So I see that. And it's as simple as that. So back to the topic, ladies. Thanks for that, for sticking with me through that tangent. We're going to get straight into it. Um, Real purpose of marriage. Now you see this screen that I'm sharing. Um, we all know, we have this ideas of marriage. Like, women base their value on whether or not they have a man. I find that to be the most lunacy thing, and like, really, women? But women, they base their value, and they let men brainwash them into that, by the way, for the last 300 years. Women weren't always like that. But since the advent of patriarchy of the last 2,000 years, women have been put into a box. Their very essence and energy of who they are, the so much limitations placed on the divine feminine by males, so that they can rule and control women, the reproductive aspects of women, the sexuality of women, the power of women, literally the very power of women, through their wombs and through their chi, their prana, their ability to connect to the ethers in a subconscious way of the galactic realm that men just don't have that access to, because the divine feminine created the divine masculine. We all know that. Females created males. If you didn't know that, and this is your first time hearing that, then I mean, I don't know what to tell you. But yes, the divine feminine created the divine masculine as a vanity project, not vanity in the sense of worthless. We're talking about vanity in the other definition of vanity. Remember, there's two definitions of vanity, and I always wanted to make that clear because there's two different definitions, and I want to make sure that um, we understand that when I say as a vanity project, we're not talking about valueless or empty. That is not the definition. When we talk about the divine feminine created the divine masculine as a vanity project, we're talking about inflated pride in oneself and one's appearance. The divine masculine is the mirror of the exoteric aspect of the divine feminine, and you can see that just from the male anatomy of studying their penis and their scrotum. If you study the male anatomy of just their just the physical aspects of male throughout all animal kingdom, throughout even including the human species, you would clearly see that they are the a mirror of the exoteric version of the divine feminine. And if you don't know that, if you can't see that their penis and their balls is the is literally an inverted vagina wall and ovary, then I don't know what else to tell you. And this is supposed to be like information that I guess the public is not supposed to really think about, but it's just the reality. But anyways, for the last 2,000 years, women have been basing their value on whether or not like they have this man and whether or not they have marriage, and like it's allowed women to kind of run on like a hamster wheel, particularly black women, and in terms of their value and self-esteem. If they don't have these things, white women do it too. If they don't, if they're not a certain age and they don't have this thing or they haven't, then they start to let it um affect them in terms of their actual self-worth and value. And marriage is one of those things, and oftentimes women put themselves in horrific situations because um of this programming, this patriarchal programming. And so when we talk about like okay, what are the aspects of the real purpose of marriage? Historically it has always been um for economic purposes and for liaison building between alliances of powerful families. Maybe not even powerful families, just families that you want to keep certain interests in business and even but bloodline together, to combine legacies together. That is what it historically has been for, um, and also economics. And so you can see that there's plenty of research on that. As we know, the most common reason for divorce is finances. But traditionally, in terms of like, do people marry for love and da da da? Back in the day, that wasn't necessarily important. And that's why you had dowries, and that's why you had arranged marriages. You still have arranged marriages in some cultures, but believe it or not, the countries that have the least divorce tend to have arranged marriages. Arranged marriages, in general, have the least divorce because again they're following more of the traditional aspects of what marriage was for: economic building, property combining, liaison building between a family, and legacies. And so it's always been an economic reason. Even if you study the Bible, for those of you that are religious, or even other um, cultures, even some of the cultures in India, it's always for again, it's been for economic reasons. Generally speaking, it wasn't for love necessarily, or for limerence and romance, the Cinderella story. It wasn't like the Disney story where they got Belle and Beauty and the Beast and all of that, and Snow White. That's all programming, Western programming, to for one to keep women naive, to keep women from tapping into their mercenary aspects of putting their self interest first in relationships. And if you look at some of these with movies with Ariel, was it Little Mermaid, Disney movies, high level programming by 33 Degree Masons, high level programming of occult information, and Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid. What is the other one? Uh, what's the other Disney one? It's the one that's slipping my mind. All of these movies, Snow White and all that, Cinderella. Come on, these was high level programming, social engineering aspects to promote a certain version of the divine feminine. one that is naive, one that is whimsical, one that is not a thinker. Not you're not going to get an INTJ type woman. For those that understand the Myers Briggs personality chart, you're not going to get an INTJ woman in fucking Beauty and the Beast. Belle and Ariel, especially Little Mermaid. Oh Lord have mercy. Oh God. But this is what they've been training women, programming women through the movies, through the media, and just other aspects through religion. I mean, come on, the stuff they put in religion about how women are to behave and to look and to wrap their heads up, wrap their beautiful hair up that God gave them. If God wanted a head wrap on them, wouldn't He have put a head wrap on them to begin with? That He didn't want the world to see their hair. God is a she. If God didn't want women to show their beautiful locks and their hair and their hips and booty, why wouldn't God have put a damn burqa on them to begin with? Why did God give them hair to begin with? They would have been born bald headed. They would have been born with the same look as the male. No, God wanted flowing locks, big ass afro, big ass curls, or if you got your curly straight hair or whatever, big ass wavy hair, big ass curls for a reason, for attraction, for visual. Men are visual. You're supposed to like, and then they want women to cover all of it. Come on, to be virtual. They tell you got to be practice piety and prudence, and what is it? You got to practice humility as women, and not adorn yourself with jewels. Wear very plain clothing. Wear a big ass burk on your head, and I'm just not all religious. I'm just saying that this is what some of the things they promote. And not, and this is why they don't like the Shakti energy and the Kali Mas and the Durgas and the Parvatis and the Lakshmis, because the goddess, the real queen mother, the real primordial mother, the real godhead, by the way, promotes beauty and promotes elegance and promotes the arts, the art and the beauty of women, the beauty of men. Look at Shiva. Beautiful hair, beautiful muscle, beautiful body, beautiful, hips with the women, with the females. We look at the Tantra Shakti statues, 6,000, 10,000 year old statues of Shakti, Venus of Wildendorf. You see hips and booty, titties, the things that of the divine feminine that were to be honored, especially in melanated culture. You always saw titties and booty in melanated culture going back thousands of years ago. I could show you the statues. They show big ass titties, big ass booties jiggling around. Yeah, I could show you caves 60,000 years old from the South Bomblos caves in South Africa. That's 60,000 years old. And you look at that wall, how those black men were drawing those women, big ass booties, big ass titties, straight up 60,000 years ago. Go look it up yourself. Type in Bombo Claves. And what they draw themselves, the males with muscle, hunting spears in their hand, hunting animals. And then they show the women's with the water on their head, with the pots of water on their head, with with naked, big ass booties. Africans was doing this. Isn't that funny? But I say that to say that somewhere along the line, that was during the age of the divine feminine. But somewhere down the line, in the last 2,000 years, they've completely just degraded and debased the divine feminine. And obsession with controlling the divine feminine, obsession with controlling the black woman, all women. And so marriage is definitely one of the ways in which they do that. Wasn't always that way, but that's certainly one of the ways in which they always do that. Now, can marriage be a place of where you have this balance and love and peace and you're working together, divine masculine, divine feminine, working together to build legacy, to build family, to build, of course you can have that. Of course you can have that. Under the constraints of patriarchy, no, though. And that's why when we're ushering this age of divine feminine, it's not to get rid of marriage. It is to, for one, create that balance between divine masculine, divine feminine, and to where we are understanding how both needs can be met, how love can really prosper If not love, how business can really prosper. How we gonna get to this legacy? How we gonna raise these kids together? How we gonna produce? Even if it's just a production, procreation aspect of it. Even if it's just an economic aspect of it under the age of divine feminine. There's gonna be some restructuring around here. Certainly some difference in the structure of marriage going forward. And women are going to lead that charge. And so again, the amalgamation of finances and earnings and savings has always been uh, the real purpose of marriage. Okay, you could build a stronger position uh, than if you're single to accumulate wealth, and that's just as simple as that. That's why all of you billionaires are married to very intelligent women, by the way, women that have some education. They're not married to dumbass women or women that are whores or something. And I'm not knocking whores because whores can be very intelligent too, right? But you see Mark Zuckerberg, or you see, some of these billionaires, whether it be CEO of Berkshire, the CEOs of all these companies. When you study these men, Andrew Horowitz, whatever, all of them, study, and they all have a female that a woman. They're married. The woman is intelligent. This is not me trying to knock, trying to deter women from their goals of marriage. What I'm saying is we're going to restructure under the divine feminine how this stuff looks, because right now under patriarchy it's for control, it's for baseless whimsical religious thinking that leads to the divorce rates that you see in America. The divorce rate in America is what, 54%. Yeah, I think that's for a reason. Like, you should ask yourself, why does America have the highest divorce rate, one of the highest divorce rates? Why? What's going on here? Why aren't people staying together? And should people be staying together for the rest of their life? I'm not. If you need a divorce, you need a divorce. I'm not judging nobody getting a divorce. I don't have no judgment towards that, right? I'm just saying, like, what's causing a situation, or even when we talk about the black community, we don't even shit. I think our divorce rates is in the 60% as well. But also, um, the marriage rate is really low. We're talking about 37 to 42% of Black Americans getting married to begin with. And so, what's causing that type of issue? Why aren't we getting married? Is it because we don't love one another? Is it because we don't have economics? Like, that's a conversation we needed to have. And if the real purpose of marriage is for liaison building and economics, are we in a position to do that? Should we, how do we build that up to be able to do that as well, to practice liaison building amongst families and other families of power, other families to get power? How do we build that liaison? It's something that we need to think about as a community, because um, that is the work that we need to do if we're going to solve some of the issues that we have: single mother crisis, 72% out of wedlock rate, and all this stuff. And also a 37 to 42% marriage rate, stuff like that, 60% divorce rate, all that nonsense. If we have these deep conversations about this topic, and I personally like to do this as a roundtable and not just one person, me just talk. I would really like a panel on this from women from all walks of life: single women by choice, married women, women that are single that want to get married, elders that are married, young women that are married. I would love to have this conversation as a panel, because for the black community, because it's like, should we entertain the idea of arranged marriages? I have a whole paper posted. I'll show it to you. It's about, I want to say, maybe 20 something pages long. I'm talking about the arranged marriage, how that will look like in the 24th century, not no old ass 1,000-year-old concept of arranged marriage. And that's another thing when we talk about with black men, and we talk about with black women, but particularly black men, you guys have to start to really push the envelope of thinking outside of everything within the constraints of Western and white supremacy, and even, um, and even our history of even things that we think we know about the world. Anytime I talk to you guys about, some of my theories and my whole entire body of work, it is it is futuristic. I am not trying to put people back in no damn stone age, or to mimic things that don't work. Yes, study the past and study things, but bring it to the level of where we're at now, where it meets the needs now in 2024 and beyond. And so when I talked about arranged marriage, you can see this paper right here, Developing a Tailored Program, Arranged Marriages in Black American Culture. This was not, something that for this 35 pages long, but it was a couple hypotheses. How do Black Americans define arranged marriages within their cultural context? I studied what you guys think. You guys think some shit from damn, 1,000 year old archaic ass abusive marriage where your parents pick the Black American brain. The parents pick the person for you that you don't like, that you're not attracted to. Y'all thinking of some old other shit. That is not what I'm talking. We talking about 24th century Tinder on steroids, a whole app where your ass can go based off of powerful algorithms and actual relationship coaches and sociologists, that have background in marriage, background in relationship coaches and whatnot, and understanding compatibility, real ones, not like marriage at first sight type shit on that show. We talking about real life shit, right? Um, uh, what's it? Their marriage coaches, their relationship coaches, with powerful algorithms of compatibility based on, we can do it on artificial intelligence, but I would say these algorithms that could point, how like you get recommended content on YouTube and that should be accurate, like recommended products from advertising that should be accurate. You can do that with relationships. Sure, it can. We talk on a real high level, not something that try to get you to pay your money every month like a Tinder app. Real stuff that's produced by us. I can build this out. I have a background in technology management. It would be nothing for me to build this out if I thought hard enough about it and had a proper team, but even me just managing the project, I can do that. And so when I'm talking about arranged marriage, I'm talking about you download a motherfucking app and you fill out the information, that stuff that's real important to you. It's about income, education, children, smoking, housing arrangements, all this shit. Like, you like sleeping away? Do you motherfucking snore? Can you be with somebody that motherfucking snore? I snore. Are you comfortable wearing motherfucking earplugs? I remember I had a best friend. Every time we had slept in the bed, she or no, she get the earplugs out. I had to get earplugs because she could, and we dealt with it. She had to deal with it. And I don't like that I snore, but I do snore. And so she had to put the earplugs in her ear every time we sleep in the bed together. And so, if you have to deal with those type of things. Can you deal with a smoker? Can you deal with somebody that drink? You know, those type of things. If you talking about deep level, like, you fill it out, not just a regular dating app. You're really gonna figure out and go motherfucking deep because this is an arranged marriage, right? Through that algorithm, and then the video interview process, you'll get 3 prospects based on these high level recommendations. There's a chance to actually meet up and go on those dates in the real world. 3 dates. A dating a dating, I won't say probation period, but a dating period. I was call it the courtship period. Then you go into a courtship period after the life coaches and relationship coaches. You meet up with them after the algorithm does its thing. Then you have some human, get involved in and make sure that there's real compatibility, and to look at it from a sociological aspect, spiritual aspect, financial aspect, in terms of really determine making sure that the AI got it right. Then you'll have 3 prospects, and then from that point you guys will meet up. Um, you probably I would say probably go with video for. I'm going off the top of my dome, but you'll probably have to do some type of video chat just to confirm attraction. And if that attraction is there and it's a yes, then you can meet up and actually start the courtship phase. Courtship phase, I we don't know how long that will last, but I would say within 3 months, your asses would get married. 'Cause this is an arranged marriage. It's kind of like Married at First Sight, but way more thought. Remember the show Married at First Sight, but way, 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 way more thought out, and not for ratings and not for juicy content, like real life shit. But this is something we can develop on an app. And so when I'm thinking about arranged marriages, we're thinking about something totally different, like arranged marriage in a sense where your motherfucking asses is compatible. Uh, you have so many interests. They value, like say for instance, somebody values their woman to have certain mothering skills. Like, they homeschool their children. Say there's a man and he makes six figures, whatever, and he says, I only want a woman that can homeschool my children. That's also educated, but she can work part time or something like that, some shit like that. But she needs to be able to homeschool the children. The AI is literally going to find matches based on other women that meet that criteria. Literally, that can meet that criteria to the T, and vice versa for the male. And if say it was a female, she's entrepreneur, or if it's a female that wants to be a housewife, whatever. But it's a female that values, working with for herself and working for her. She needs to have she wants a guy that also understands that, or that's also an entrepreneur, or doesn't care that whatever is her interest. Or it could be in a more traditional sense. She wants a provider. She wants to be a stay-at-home wife and wants a provider, and is looking for a man that doesn't mind that as well. The AI is going to be able to find a guy that is in that provider role, that is able to take on that role. Then you got people that wanted 50-50. The AI is going to be able to match them up too, based on compatibility through the finances, education, family, interests, goals, values, things that they value, things that they eat. What is your favorite foods? Some people can't stand motherfuckers that eat pork. The AI. This is be serious with this. This is the app is going to be able to filter out, and it's going to match you. High level compatibility, not just regular algorithms. We're talking about shit on steroids. The shit that the military got, like powerful, powerful, powerful interdimensional algorithm here for arranged marriage. Compatibility of getting people together, divine masculine, divine feminine. For the good side, for the good part of AI, not the wicked, not the evil part of AI that just wants to program you, mind control you to have you buy shit from corporations and stuff. We're talking about like the good aspect of the AI, of what I'm getting too deep, but the original way that these interdimensional beings gave the AI concept to humans to begin with. I don't want to get too deep into that, but for those who catch it, you caught what I meant. But high level shit for things that was supposed to benefit. This is what this AI stuff was supposed to use. It was to bring humans closer together. Inside of subconsciousness, yeah, you can do it in a diverse sense. Maybe you challenge yourself in a sense, but this type of stuff, this type of AI stuff, it wasn't necessarily a bad thing, and it wasn't supposed to be called artificial. It was repository intelligence, where it's understanding the Akashic records in a sense, the collective unconscious, to bring humanity to a higher level. For one, connecting with themselves, connecting with one another in love, and efficient. Using this stuff to make shit more efficient. It wasn't supposed to be the way they're trying to do it now. And so there's going to be contention with that. But nonetheless, when I'm talking about the arranged marriage stuff, that's what I meant. You know, the gender dynamics. And so when you see this stuff this is stuff that I was studying. And so when I was trying to tell this to the Black Americans, and they want to fight me tooth and nail because they love their dysfunction, you know, that's what I meant. How do Black Americans negotiate personal autonomy and familial expectations within the context of arranged marriages? Again, when we take it high level futuristic, we're not talking about our parents picking our mate for us at 5 years old, and we don't have a choice, and we got a dowry. No, I ain't talking about no old ass archaic shit like that. We talking about high level futuristic shit. Okay, where you still got autonomy and choice. You're still choosing the mate. It's just that it's high level repository intelligence with the help of experienced marriage coaches, life coaches, and relationship coaches, as well as financial experts involved in that process through an app where you sign up. If you don't want to get arranged marriage, you don't fucking sign up for the app. This is for people that's interested, for people that's serious. Women and men, all colors. But we were doing this was a Black American invention, right? And so we are talking about what are the potential benefits and challenges associated with implementing an arranged marriage program, specifically tailored for Black Americans. How do gender dynamics impact Black Americans' perceptions and experiences of arranged marriage? These are the questions I was asking. And so, by addressing these research questions, we aim to contribute to an existing body of knowledge of Black American marriages and provide valuable insights for the development of an arranged marriage program. Okay. Literature review stresses, and this is where we talk about the stresses in Black American marriages of families. Okay, dealing with low incomes, single mother households, all these things, existing stresses. This is actual research. We talked. Let's see, who did this research? Let me see if I can get the name of it. But you guys see it. An exploratory study of meaning of marriage for Black Americans. This research has already been done. I just went and started to do like a literature review to get it collated to help me come up with the ideas that I think our community needs. Together we are strong. So this was a study by Hopkins. It focused on what creates happy and enduring Black American marriages. Okay. So this study studied 30 Black American married couples, totaling 60 individuals. And so he talked about the challenges. How do Black Americans overcome external challenges to marriage, resolving intermarital conflict, unity, and importance of being equally yoked. These are things that are important to us. This was research done by Black Americans, by the way. You know, and so this is the things that we're talking about. We're talking on, and we talk about the arranged marriage aspect. We talking some real high level shit, futuristic repository intelligence algorithms mixed with the human financial coach, life coach, and marriage relationship coach, and then going through the process of the video interview, the video meetup on the app with your three prospects. And if the attraction level is there, then you move on to the courtship phase, and it is expected within 3 months that y'all motherfucking asses is gonna be married. It's as simple as that. And again, when we're moving out of the marriage based on limerence and marriage based on some Cinderella Disney shit, and we're basing it on the economics and the layers I'm building. Because even the algorithm could probably deal with some of the aspects of the family component too, like family compatibility. As far in terms of your mother and your father, you could probably answer some questions about that and get that all filtered out. And that's probably where the relationship coach could come in, because you guys would go through a period of coaching, for with your prospect, to make sure that there is family compatibility in terms do you like a big family, like a small family? Do you like a family that's not all in your business? But me, I don't like, I don't want a family, a man that where they kind of like a mama's boy and not, and just always got their family around. I really wouldn't want all that. I really, that's just me. Like I like to, I don't want a lot of people all in my business, or I don't want family all in it, in the mix. So um, you have to deal with that type of thing. Those are questions that people will have to answer. And so as you can see, it says this one: Black marriages matter, wisdom and advice from happily married Black couples. So this was also another study. Okay. So our marriage rate is actually only 29% according to the U.S. Census Bureau. Okay, there's different numbers. You get 29%, 37%, 42%. But this is research. But as you can see, this is something I've really been thinking of. Is not just me just talking. Look at race matters even in marriage. We're talking about the financial strains, racial discrimination, minority status, those impacts on marriages. That's something else that Black Americans have to deal with. These are things that we have to talk about. And so I talk about my methods and data collection, study procedures, recruitment, informed consent, data collection, all this stuff, the focus group, data analysis, how do Black Americans define marriage within their cultural context. And so this research is still being done. Obviously, you see the references. Exploratory study of the meaning of marriage for African Americans, financial issues and strong African American religion. I'm sorry, marriages. Stressors in African American marriages and families, a qualitative explanation, stress, trauma, and crisis. We are strong, a qualitative study of happy, enduring African American marriages. Black marriages matter. Marital expectations are strong, African American marriages. So this is stuff that we have to think about, you know. And so for that, I say I think that we should be developing our own futuristic arranged marriage apparatuses for Black Americans. Again, dealing with more so with the under the umbrella of economics and economics and liaison building of legacy, and also child rearing. And so that family aspect comes into important, but not this external family. Just the very the nuclear family. It becomes important again, and so that's where I would go with it if I was to ever get into the field of relationships and marriage. That's where my mind would be. But for now, what I would say is for women, you want to start to think about it in a way that is more mercenary for you to make sure that your needs get met, because this is another thing I want to talk about, ladies. um Women's depression rates before and after marriage. This is some deep stuff. When women are more depressed, so as you can see, this was some research that was done by the Department of Public Health and Allied Health Sciences. This wasn't the only one that was done. There's a couple of them that was done, because this one was done in Bangladesh, but there's a couple of them that was done, uh, talking about the depression rates among women, for women who are married and for women who are single. Women, I'll ask you, who do you think is more depressed? Do you think that it's the women in the marriages or the women that are single by choice? So I'm pretty sure you guys are going to say, oh, it's the women that's single that's more depressed. No, it's not. The women that are the most depressed are the ones that are in the marriages. And so again, that doesn't mean that they're, for me, what that tells me is that it's the construction and the structure of marriage under patriarchal notions that could be the issue, because guess who has the least amount of depression in a marriage? Guess who has the least amount of depression? The men that are married. So the women that are married have more depression versus the women that are single. And then the men that are married have less depression than the men that are single. And so that's deep. That's telling. And so that's something that we as women, as a divine feminine, we should be thinking about that. Why do you get with a nigga or with a man and then your ass get more depressed in a marriage? That's not normal. And so what's the construction? What's going on there? But then the men are less depressed? No, 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 no. It needs to be that nobody is motherfucking depressed. That's how I see it. And and so to me it's like, that's why I mean about this governance and this structure stuff under the new paradigm of the divine feminine. It needs to be to where women, uh I would say, change their methodology and approach and their outlook and their conception of marriage, to prevent that as well. Because again, these Disney programming got women thinking, okay, marriage is for love, marriage is for limerence and romance and da da da. And that is not the case. That is not historically what it's always been about. And that's just not realistic. And so I think what it is that women go in thinking that, and then they realize that, for one, men are kind of parasitic. They are by nature, because you created them. They came out of you. They come out of your body, and so they spend their life trying to go back in. They come out of a woman and they spend their whole entire life trying to get in some vagina. So they can be very parasitical in a sense. And also the construction of patriarchy under the certain the 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 the, the what we have today in 2024. um it doesn't it's not the full totality of the divine masculine in its healthiest state. And so we have to deal with that as women as well. As women, I mean, look how women are treated, and so we're dealing with that aspect. And so when this research comes out that women are and here's the research about women's, this was published by Harvard Medical School, how men are more um men are less depressed in a marriage, but the women are more depressed. And so that that is just so alarming to me. I just find that to mean that there's something conceptually and structurally odd about the way we are approaching marriage today. I argue that it's because women are not as mercenary as they once were. They're not, they don't understand the power of the divine feminine. And then also when it comes to the males don't understand the divine masculine. They still thinking of some caveman, archaic, weird shit stuff that they got in their head. And the black man, he totally out. I don't know where he out to lunch somewhere. I don't know what he doing. I don't know what So it's a mess. It's a complete fucking mess. And so there needs to be a reset. And so for women, I would say that these are things you need to consider. I'm not saying don't get married. I'm just saying like you need to as a female, if you want this marriage so bad, you want to get married, you need to understand like, okay, there's research is out here that women get more depressed when they get married. How do I avoid that fate? Because I ain't about to get married and be more motherfucking depressed. Hell no. And I ain't about to have no nigga parasite off me siphoning my energy either. So how do you replenish your energy as women constantly? Constantly replenish your electrons. Constantly stay in a high vibration in a marriage where you're not letting no nigga run the okey doke on you. You're not taking 30 yards of his bullshit to prove you love him, and he ain't putting you through the ringer. He devoted, he loyal, he committed. He's a good man. You're a good woman, and he's not siphoning and parasiticing off of your energy. You have good sex. You fuck. You're saving your money. You build together. You got to do things together in a holistic, healthy way. It ain't always easy, but you work through it. It's your friend. It's your best friend. You guys work through it. You trust one another. You have some loyalty. You're committed. That's what we need. That's how you need to be approaching this as a woman. You need to understand that the infatuation stage is temporary. You get about 6 months of that infatuated, vasopressin fuck energy that where you just infatuated, you love them, you attracted, you want to fuck it, and you just head over heels, you fell in love. It's like a drug. That only lasts about a good 6 to 12 months. You do know that. Limerence, it's called limerence, the infatuation stage. For all humans, by the way. That's just a human thing. 7 year itch is also evolutionary. Biological hardwiring is 7 year. They can talk about the 7 year marriage itch and all that. That's real for men. That's biological hardwiring. Because usually at the age of 7 years old for the child, say you got a child, right? Once the kid gets around 7 years old, at 8 years old in melanated cultures, the child will go into manhood training, and so the man could effectively, the woman could pretty much fend for herself at that point because the boy is going off to manhood training, and so at 8, 7 years old, or spend more time with the father, and so the father doesn't have to necessarily spend all his time taking care of providing for the female because she can now uh, the kid is able bodied. Kid can wash himself, feed himself, clothe himself or herself, that type of thing. That's just human biological hardwiring, believe it or not. And that's more primitive if you're kind of like still in a nomadic type of thing. We're not that, so I'm not saying we need to go back to that by no means. I'm just saying that it's a real thing because it's biological hardwiring, just like the 6 to 12 months stage of that suppressant, the infatuation. Uh, those feelings are biological hardwiring as well. They just don't last forever. And so with women, what happened was the Disney program taught women that limerence is forever, love, romance, infatuation is forever, and then they get in that marriage and they realize that shit ain't like that. That nigga don't know how to spend his money right. He ain't the best. Provide all types of shit that'll happen, and you were like, I ain't signed up for this shit. Oh hell no! And then it's get hard, and then you end up divorced, or you end up on an unhappy marriage. You stick it out. You end up more depressed. And I don't want that for any woman. I don't want a woman to get married and to be depressed. I don't want a woman to be seeing women to be depressed at all. Shit, I don't want any human to deal with depression. Depression sucks, right? And we all been there. And so, for the ladies, I would say going in there with a mercenary tactic. I'm not saying game. I'm not saying lie to men and cheat and be, I'm not telling women to do that. I don't have game. I'm saying I'm still a mercenary motherfucker. I make sure I don't self-sacrifice. I don't just let people run all over me like a motherfucking doormat and all that. No. Or try to get people's approval. That's another thing women do. You want to get males' approval and validation, and so you do all this. You go through all this bullshit that they put you through to get the ring, and you can't maintain it because it wasn't you to begin with. You weren't being yourself, and so that's another reason why your ass is depressed in these marriages. And so, what I would tell for a woman, make sure that you are yourself, and make sure that you put in your needs first, your interests first. Know yourself very deeply so that you know what makes you happy. A male cannot make you happy. Another human cannot make any other human happy. You have to make yourself happy. Happiness is a state of consciousness. Heaven is a state of consciousness. So you want a high vibration going in. He got to be at a high vibration going in. You got to be equally yoked. You got to know yourself. What makes you happy? How do you make sure that your needs and interests get met in the marriage, in the relationship? And how can it be maintained? Building upon friendship, honesty, and loyalty and commitment. You don't want to go in there with a bunch of game and a bunch of hoopla. You're not being yourself. You high and shit, and he don't know this, and you really this way, but you putting on the air and the act, and then you get in the marriage, and then what? And it happens all the time. You put on the whole act. Don't put on the act. Be your motherfucking self. If you know you a ratchet motherfucker, show him in the beginning. Stop putting on air. Stop showing your representative. You ain't gotta try to impress. Just be love. Just be yourself. Be who you are. And will attract that motherfucker that's on that vibration too. Now, if you a toxic motherfucker, you're going to attract another toxic person. If you're an intellectual person, you're going to attract another intellectual person, and that's your vibration. That's really your frequency. Now, if it's your representative, you're going to attract who the fuck you really are underneath that representative. If you a toxic motherfucker, you try to act like you got it all together, and you da 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 da, you put on airs, and you really you still working on yourself, and you try to make it seem like you that person, you're going to subconsciously attract who you really are. And that's why you keep running into the same situations with the same niggas, even though you on a shallow surface level you try to present another package. That's why you have very beautiful women that can't keep a man and all types of stuff. And you see the women that y'all love y'all love to talk about, like, oh, these women not supposed because they're darks, they're overweight, or they're dark skin, or this or that, whatever women you think is unattractive, they stay with a man, or they stay married, whatever. Is because of different things. It's an energy thing. We in a frequency. Everything is a frequency. That's like Nikola Tesla said. You can understand energy. If you can understand energy, everything else will make motherfucking sense. But when you in the Matrix 3D paradigm realm, you start going off of shallow shit, surface level stuff, external. Everything is external, root chakra based. Everything is geared to the root chakra. You never get to the crown chakra. You never get to the ajna, to the throat, even just the throat chakra, where you could just use your heka. Everything at the root base chakra in the perverted version of it, because the root base, the grounded base, is not necessarily bad. It's when it's the inverted version of it, where everything is geared to the sex, low primal reptilian level. This is what they do with humans. And so that's why your marriages is all fucked up, because you're all in that vibration, the root vibration, not the crown vibration. Balance, harmony, love, respect, prosperity. You want to see when you get with somebody on your level, of course, and in your pay grade, but also you come with a high vibration regardless of your economic status and education status. No, it's about a frequency. When you start dealing with all the external stuff that don't really matter, you can't get to the soul of a person. You fucking with somebody, you licking asses and vagina juices and fucking and getting into bed with the person. That's soul level. They ain't got nothing to do with money and education and things they job and what they do with their job. That's you tapping into the soul level. If you're gonna combine that in terms of the marriage with the economics and then the family and legacy building, you still got to deal with the soul level. So it's still got to be holistic in that sense. And so with the female, you want to go in there, mercenary, understanding yourself, high vibration, and then making sure that you know that you're going to attract who you are in the emotional body. Whatever vibration and state of consciousness you are at is who the fuck you're gonna attract. If you're not emotionally available for yourself, you're gonna attract the people that are not emotionally available. If you don't really love yourself and you self abuse and any other, and I'm speaking from experience. I'm not judging and acting like I'm on a high horse. I'm talking from experience. You're gonna attract the motherfucker that emotionally abuses you. I've dealt with emotionally abuser before. Nigga that try to give you the Mr. Seeley treatment. They swear there's no black man that act like Mr. Seeley off of The Color Purple. Now I've dealt with a motherfucker that tried to do that shit to me. And my thing is, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't take abuse. I don't. I may. And I'm very self aware. So I'm like, okay, that means I still got some shit to work on. If a nigga coming in my life trying to, neg me or peg me down or no. Got to get out the picture first off. But I'm not a motherfucker that's gonna take any type of abuse. Damn sure not no physical abuse, but any type of emotional abuse. I'm gonna abuse your ass back, and that's something I gotta work on because the tit for tat thing is not good either. And then I'll just leave. Eventually, that shit lasts about a week, and I said, no, I can't. I can't. I can't have my vibration go that low, right? So I can't. My vibration can't get that low, and so I'll just end up just cutting the whole thing off. Like you just gotta go. You just gotta go. But before I do leave, your motherfucking ass is gonna get the same treatment. And that's how I just don't play that. I'm just about to let no nigga tear me down and pull me down. And I'm like, no, nigga, I'm leaving. But before I leave, I'm gonna do the same exact thing to you. I'm gonna mirror your behavior. I'm gonna mirror your treatment so you know how it feels. And I'm gonna tell you to your face that I'm mirroring your behavior and that you're wrong and you're not a vibrational match and get the fuck out of my life. And that's what happens. And they end up going. And then I work on myself and I say, you know what? I still got some work to do because some angle and aspect I have been self-abusive for myself, and I admit that in the past I've been self-abusive. And so I'm like, I attracted a motherfucker that thought he was gonna be able to abuse me, and I said, no, I ain't that far gone. I ain't taking no emotional abuse. I damn sure ain't taking no physical abuse. Oh, good God! And the moment I can't even imagine a black man putting his hands on me. Oh, you better make sure I'm dead, because if I'm not, oh, nigga, you better run. And I'm only 4'11". I'm not. I ain't going. I don't believe in nobody putting their hands on either one. Right? I don't think. No abuse need to be tolerated. Black women and black men should not be putting their hands on each other. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Stop. Keep your hands to your motherfucking self. Keep your hands to your motherfucking self. Don't be thinking, oh, I'm a woman. I'm gonna slap him all around his head or whatever. He ain't gonna be able to do nothing to me. Don't go and don't be doing that shit either. But as far as like when I watched that Color Purple and and they had the Oprah say, "You tell Harpo to beat me." I love it. Lord knows I do. But I kill him dead before I let him beat him. Beat me. I swear, like every time. That's my energy all day. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's my motherfucking energy all day. You know that part of that movie. If there was any part of that movie that I took from watching that bullshit, that was that. I kill him dead before I let him beat me. That's my energy. Like I ain't just about to. That's crazy as hell. Remember when Celie when she told her beat her. Talk about no intuition of the divine feminine, right? Beat her, because like no. And but that's that. I just couldn't imagine that. I'm not judging the women that get because I've known women that got in an abusive situation with beatings, full blown like women letting men beat them for quite a while, years. And it's always been heartbreaking because I said, oh hell no woman deserves that. Like, and then I don't know how to help. I don't know how to show up for those type of women that tell me something like that. And besides, know your worth and get out of that, or love yourself. Come on, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. You could say that all day, but then like that don't like they have to really go through those experiences and I guess get tired of it. And I don't know. I can't relate to it. And so I don't even have I'm just I wouldn't be one that could even help a woman in them type of situations besides say leave, run, get out of it. You deserve better, and they don't be listening to that. You know that I've said that to women plenty of times, and they dealt with. They still deal. They'll deal with it for a couple of years of a whole man punching them in the eye, smacking them in the head, all types. And to me, I just find that so crazy. Like I can't relate. I'm not judging it because I understand women have low self esteem and women go through it. So I'm not judging my sisters that go through that at all. I just I just don't I can't. It's so foreign to me. Like I wish a nigga would think they about to punch me in my head or slap me around. Oh, you better make it your best one. You better make sure I'm motherfucking dead, nigga. Oh, you better make because for one, it's probably I'll probably have it documented. For one, it will be very much documented. You ain't just gonna be hitting up on me and I ain't got no evidence and no proof. Like you know how that lady she set up a little camera somewhere where first I'm gonna get some motherfucking documentation of your ass doing this shit. I'm gonna spray your ass, but I'm not. It's gonna be some documentation that you slapped me and hit me and I ain't do. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have some full blown documentation. First, that timestamp, date, no. It's going to be on a drive, clouds, external, publicly accessible, and I'm sending it to the authorities. And the next time I'm gonna be chill. I'm gonna be chill because I'm gonna be packing up and making sure I can get a escape. And the next time your motherfucking ass hit it, I'm taking a gun and I'm blowing your motherfucking penis off, or I'm gonna just shoot you in your leg. And I'm gonna have that. It's gonna be documented that it was self defense. It's gonna be documented. You better. And I don't attract abuse. I don't attract physical abusers, anyways. I never had it. I never really attracted a physical abuser. Now, an a gaslighter, a psychotic ass black man. Yes, I have attracted that before in my life. A psychotic gaslighter that tries to be obsessed with finding way. And I've had black men say, "How can I control you?" They be obsessed with figuring out how to control me and my power. And so I said no. Mm-mm. I don't want anybody that's obsessed with control and conquering and conquest and domination over me because that's not going to work either. I'm a high vibrational entity. I just believe in love, balance, and prosperity. I got work to do. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm sure ain't about to be dealing with a bunch of dysfunction. I'll just like they say that movie, deal with yourself, bad by yourself, some shit like I forgot what the name of the movie was. But shit, if I'm gonna deal with a bunch of psychotic ass dysfunction, I might like that doesn't make any sense. I live a very peaceful ass life generally, I'm still getting my finances together and whatnot. But I don't have a bunch of drama. I got frankincense incense burning right now and an electric incense burner with all my crystals laid out, chilling, relaxing, nice and warm and cozy in here. I like to fucking chill. I don't have time for a bunch of psychotic ass arguing and drama and you can't figure it out and no. Don't come to me with that shit. Don't come you sit your dysfunctional ass way right on out that door. I'm not dealing with it. I believe in peace and balance. You can't. I mean, they be showing them. They used to show the movies with the black men and black women. There's one called "Why Do Fools Fall in Love," right? And I'm watching this shit in this scene where they cussing at each other, they arguing with each other, and he tells her to apologize or he gonna throw the dog out the window. That is so crazy to me. Like me watching that, like my mouth was flabbergasted, shocked. Like, why are y'all talking to each other like that? If y'all gotta talk to each other like that, y'all don't need to be together. Y'all that's done. And he accidentally throw the damn dog out the window anyways. After she on her knees apologizing after she done cut him down and tore his personality down to shreds, and he about to haul off and hit her ass, and he telling her, "You better fucking apologize to me for talking to me like that. You don't talk to me like that." That kind of psychotic, crazy ass shit. I'm not dealing with it. I said, and they just show that in the movies, and they got Black Americans watching that shit. And I've seen that kind of behavior in real life between black men and black women. Sure have. I seen a black woman take a when I was younger, take a VCR or pick it up and bash a black man over the head with a VCR recorder, right in there, bam. And he gets up and punch her, knock her ass out cold on the bed, and walk away. I seen that shit before. I've seen a black man get hit on the head with a frying pan. Bam, bam, right in the head with a frying pan. He gets so drunk and knocked out. He all drunk. He come in drunk, all pants hanging down from around his waist. And woman gets so mad, bam, with a frying pan. I've seen it. I've heard some crazy ass stories. I've heard crazy stories. And so to me, I'm like, nah, I ain't dealing with that shit. No, 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 no way. You take your psychotic, dysfunctional ass and went somewhere. Or you come with peace and love and balance and harmony in your motherfucking heart. Just like how I got in my heart. Yeah, I cuss like a sailor. I talk my shit over. But nah, nah. I come in peace. I come in peace. You- Seriously. This the most I have talked the whole week. I'm telling you, I live a very chill, quiet ass life. I don't talk much. I'm very introverted. I eat two meals a day, one at 4 p.m. I don't eat breakfast and lunch because I don't know. I kind of like intermittent fasting, but like I just don't be hungry either. It's just like my soul don't be wanting no food at that time. I eat my first meal around 4 p.m. Second round meal around 7 8. Sometimes if I get too busy with my work or I get too preoccupied with something I'm doing, I won't eat until a little later. I chill. I live a very fucking peaceful life around this bitch. I read a couple books at night, on the ebooks or on the Amazon Kindle, and then I watch, probably look at some social media, then go to watch some esoteric stuff, then take my ass to bed. I wake up, read my spiritual word in the mornings, put my essential oils on. This is a real chill motherfucking life. I don't got time for all that. When I be seeing that stuff on TV, or I be seeing how some of y'all be carrying on and stuff that women tell me about they man, and I'm a tarot reader, so y'all come to me with some crazy ass shit. I just be like, oh my god, ooh. I don't judge it. I just know for me it's not for me. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, ladies, mercenary, high vibration, keep your frequency high, know yourself, know the divine feminine. Don't take no abuse, no emotional abuse at all. Don't take any physical abuse at all. Don't let people siphon your energy. If you start to feel drained, if you see red flags, pay attention. Pay attention to the red flags. Understand his family dynamics. Understand his family. Understand his values and interests and goals. What is his goals and his interests? Do they align with yours? Is this somebody that, if don't do build a bear? If Ask yourself right now, if this person never changed, if they never do anything else, could you still be with them? If the answer is no, then don't get married to them, because you got to accept that person for where they are right then and then, not that potential and all that stuff. Especially when it comes to men. With women, it's different, but men, no. Mm-mm. No, you gotta have you. They gotta be the man that the character of male that you want right then and there. You can't do the build the bear and dating on potential and all that. Nah, we're not in that day and age. We're in the age of divine feminine. No, mm-mm. And men don't invest in women. Women invest in men. They'll ride out with you when you ain't got nothing and you ain't got much to your name. But then when it's the other way around, men don't do that for women. And that's another thing you black women need to understand. And they don't give a shit about, oh, I did this for you. I held you down when you was in jail. They don't give a shit about none of that. They don't. They men. They don't think the way women think. All this stuff, that this whimsical Disney shit is in your mind. Men don't think that way. And so you need to understand that. You totally need to understand that as women. I'll say this. Look at this research here. Child free single women are among the happiest. Therapists, psychiatrists, and child free millennials explain why. This was research done. This was research done by Harvard psychologist Dr. Bella DePaulo. Single child free women can be just as happy and satisfied with their lives as their couple counterparts. In some cases, even happier, healthier, and wealthier. That's different. Self care and mental health, financial independence, community engagement, first freedom, and flexibility for ages 25 40. And so, women, that's something you need to think of. That's something you need to think of. I'm not saying be child free and be single. I'm not saying that shit. I don't care what. Let me be real. I really don't care what any other human on this planet does with their life. Absolutely zero care. I give advice. I could give information. I'll give suggestions, and that's it. I could be an example. I care about my evolution of consciousness, my soul, and my salvation. I'm not here to try to tell people, save people from jumping off of a bridge. Not nah. You go do whatever the fuck you want to do. Here's the information. Read it yourself. Then make a decision. Then make your decision. Do you want to get married? Do you want to stay single? Do you want? If you're going to get married, all I'm saying is what I just told you. Be mercenary. Going in for economics. Look at it from that point. Liaison building. Look at it from make sure your needs and your interests are met. Make sure that your vibration is high, your aura is high. Work with your inner self so that you don't attract no crazy ass motherfuckers in your life. Don't let nobody abuse you physically. Don't let nobody abuse you mentally and emotionally. That's common sense. But that's my advice. And I think that that's solid advice. Don't let nobody fucking abuse you. Don't let nobody siphon and steal your energy. Don't let nobody nag you. Don't let people nag you. Women always get nagged. Men think it's okay to nag women. And I gotta put them down a peg and all that. I can't have her have so confidence. Be confident. Don't be arrogant or delusional, but be confident. Love yourself. And we all got to work on that. Have some confidence in yourself. Work on yourself. If you're not confident, get confident. If you know there's something you want to work on, work on. If you know there's some things that go for me as well. I'm definitely working on confidence and work. I'm light years ahead of where I was, but I still got ways to go. You know, but yeah, I think it's interesting that child-free single women are among the happiest. Shit, dealing with the stuff y'all got to deal with in these marriages. If it's looking like what I've seen growing up, shit, I damn sure can see why. Because I'm all this dysfunction and gaslighting and mind control games that y'all play with each other. I find it weird that the way women and men carry on with the mind game, with the game, and you run your game on each other. They say I find it so odd. I can't imagine connecting with a human, and my approach would be to approach it as like a gameplay. you know, oh, I can't call her at this time. If I text back at this time, I mean, she gonna think I'm this, or she gonna think I'm a simp, or he gonna think I want him, or I gotta let him think about it. I gotta give her the silent treatment because she did this and she did that. I gotta train her. I gotta mold her. I gotta dominate her or him, or I gotta trick him into doing this for me. I gotta lie to him to get him to pay my bills. I just think y'all weird. I can't. I'm not from this dimension, so I find it creepy. That's all. Like Kalima. Like, oh my god, like what are you guys doing? I just find it strange. I do. I find it low vibrational. And so it's not like that with everybody. Thank God. Like not everybody is like that, right? So you just have to again not attract them type of energies into your life. But I see it because of the work that I do in terms of spiritual advisement that I give to clients, and also just living. I see it all the time. You could pull up the people go viral for like the one lady, she went viral for talking about these motherfuckers gonna pay my bills on it. Don't take me on no date. What they call it, the girls that go on the date so they can get free meals and stuff. And it was a girl that was going on a date every day so she can get free meals. I don't know. It's just some weird stuff. But anyways, black woman, yes, get into self-care, get into luxury, and read this research on child-free single women being the happiest. And what I would say is combine this for those that want to be in the relationship. Perhaps there's a way to combine that freedom and flexibility, self-care and mental health, and financial independence and community gate and engagement while you're single and when you get married. And that could probably lower the depression rates among the married women as well. You got to have your freedom and flexibility and self care and mental health and financial independence, whether you're in a relationship or not. So, what the study is saying is that those who are married have less of that, and I could see that under the current confines of patriarchy and the way that these marriages are constructed now. And so with me, and I'm a Aquarius INTJ woman. INTJ. There's only 0.3% of the world's women that are INTJ. 0.3% of the world's women have an INTJ personality. I have an INTJ personality. I'm an Aquarius woman born on a 22 master number with a life path 8. Yeah, just in my gematria and my natal chart alone. Like I cannot be constrained. I cannot like I have to have freedom and flexibility. I have to focus on self care. I have to have, you know what I mean? And it's not about, oh, I gotta be the independent woman. It's not, that's not the same thing as that. Do you know that just from my spiritual genealogy, just my genetic epigenetic code from my gematria, just that alone, just me being an Aquarius woman, an Aquarius female, born on a 22 with a life path 8. Do you really think that I'm going to be some fucking housewife barefoot and pregnant somewhere? Maybe for a little bit. Maybe now you know, we're very open minded people, women. I might try it, but are you fucking kidding me? With my level of genius and intelligence, I have to craft. I would have a queen mothership mindset, and so with the black man, he tries to figure out ways can he how he can gonna control it, energy like me, women like me. He wants to know how to, you know, and it's like women like us, we literally have the codes to building the fucking pyramids, to fusion power. Why would you think that? Why would you want to bash us and tell us to put burqas on our head and try to treat us like Mr. fucking Sealy from The Color Purple, and try to have us barefoot and pregnant, and the women do this. The women, you get in the kitchen and cook. Like, yeah, I'll cook, but like I'm not about to be no fucking bobblehead slave in no marriage. Like, no, no, nigga, no. I'm like women like me. We are so powerful. We are so powerful. INTJ women and so intelligent. Like you know, so for us, it makes it a little complex for the chaos intelligent being woman. You know, because it's like, you know, is it, for one, we're going to be smarter than most likely like 98% of the world's population in general, male and female, regardless of their male or female, because we were designed to run systems. We were designed to, um I wouldn't, not control, not, it's not about control or dominance, but we were designed for leadership positions in our communities. We were designed for leadership positions structurally within the community, within government, and within governance. So not government in the US, United States imperialistic regime aspect. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about transcending that. I'm talking about outside of the constructs of that. INTJ women, particularly Aquarius, Saturn, women that's born on 22, women that's born on certain master numbers. And even men, obviously that goes for men as well, right? If you're a man that's born on 22, life path 8, you're most, you know, certain INTJ men. Look at all of the INTJ men are leaders. Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, and then you're left-handed. Then I'm left-handed. If you're an INTJ person, left-handed, 22, air energy, you're in a mental space. You are a chaos entity. You most likely was born for a position of leadership, born for a position of power. You know how to manage power and wield power. Now, it doesn't mean that you know it's going to be freely given to you. You'll have to work up to that. You may even have some blockages put in your way. But for women like us, you know, we were meant to lead our community, help our community. We were in leadership role though, with respect, not sacrifice, not no long suffering, mammy, not muling, none of that bullshit. None of that bullshit. We were meant for high level structural leadership, governance, and we can come up with the systems, and the codes are already within our system, regardless if we have the experience or not to get it done. And that's why people, that's why those women influence society, women of our ilk. And so, you know, if you are one of those type of women, don't let nobody try to guilt you and try to force you into some bobblehead slave marriage. Don't let nobody do it to you. Use your gifts, use your power, for the way that God gave it to you. And if marriage happens, and if a relationship happens, then let it flow. Don't force nothing. No, and I go for all women. Don't force relationships. Don't force nothing. If it happens, it happens. I would tell all women, work on your motherfucking self. Build up that God power within. Build up that vagina power within. As AKT would say, vagina power. And that's where I learned some of my teachings from. Growing up, you know, when I was younger, she came out in 2009, 2013. We have some divergent viewpoints, but she's one of the ones that would tell us when we were younger. Don't let niggas run game on you and beat you and abuse you. you know. But yes, tap into that beautiful, beautiful essence of the divine feminine. It's so powerful. It's such a beauty to know how powerful you are as women. It's such a magnificent feeling to know that God within, to know where you come from, to know that primordial mother, to know the Godhead is a female. Do you know how powerful that is? That is so fucking powerful. And guess what? The niggas at the top, everybody that runs this system, regardless if they occult Satanists or not, Luciferians, whatever, that I don't agree with it. I'm not saying I'm down with that. What I'm saying is they know that God is a female. They hide that shit from you, and then gave you some bastardized crazy ass shit to believe in. And not all of it is wrong, by the way. It's just that it's bastardized. But yes, God is definitely a bitch, a female, a woman. And God is, there is a polar creation that creates other gods, by the way. And so, and that's also, that's common knowledge for those of us that's in the know, but um, for other humans, that's new things. But for the women, you understanding that, it puts you in the driver's seat of your motherfucking life and of your consciousness. You'll manifest more, you'll love more, you'll love harder, you'll love yourself harder, you'll love children harder, you'll love the earth harder when you understand the true essence of the divine feminine. And most importantly, you love yourself hard. Even if you're working on that and working on healing as well, you see how you put yourself first, your self preservation, and your happiness as a woman. Put your happiness first, okay? And don't let anybody guilt trip you, okay? Put your and again, we're not in that toxic divine feminine where we are selfish and hate. Make sure you put yourself first in that high vibration of love and balance and harmony, because then that allows you to be an example, a beacon of light, and that's how you shine your light into the world, and that's how other people, that's how you actually help other people, because once you're filled and full, then you can give if you want to give. But most of the time, if you're high vibrating, the example, the vibration itself, it seeps out so powerful that you end up helping motherfuckers anyways, even if you're not trying to, because you're not in a low vibration of selfishness, of hate and fear and jealousy and guilt and shame. You're not in that vibration. You're in a vibration of love and harmony and balance and truth and prosperity and love. And so and enlightenment and wisdom. And so that vibration alone allows you to show up more for yourself and for your community and for the world. And that's what Black women need to be on in the age of divine feminine. Then this Black man, or whoever man, white man, whatever, Asian man, he sees women are raising their fucking frequencies. Women are the best seers, the truth tellers. These women are walking motherfucking portals of God consciousness. Oh yeah, we gotta step our games up mentally and spiritually. We can't show up to them. They not impressed with it. They little 3D matrix hell Satan system. We ain't. Women like me. We ain't impressed with it. We see it for what it is. We don't care how powerful you are as a warlock. We see through it. We see it as a perversion of our system, of our teachings, from the divine feminine, the melanated woman. We see what y'all did down here on this planet Earth. Fucked it up. And you need a reset. Talk about the great awakening and the new world order. Oh yeah, you're gonna get it all right. You're gonna get it all right. You're gonna get it all right with Kali Ma and divine feminine. And then you talk about the age of Aquarius, the age of Saturn. You're gonna get exactly what the fuck you was asking for. Do you want the new world order and the great reset and the great awakening? Your ass is gonna get exactly that. Heaven on earth, a peace, love, enlightenment age. The Christ consciousness. Not none of this bullshit y'all thought y'all was gonna usher in with control and manipulation and deceit and the oppression of melanated folk and oppression of women and oppression of and all this low governing force and fucking up the oceans and animals and birds and all. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That's not what the Great Awakening was, motherfucker. You got the prophecies from the Mayans or from the Hindu and the Hopi Indian and the African. We've been talking about this shit for thousands of years and stuff in the Bible. Yeah. And so that's the age we going into when we talk about the age of divine feminine, age of Aquarius, age of Saturn. We're not doing no low governing force around this bitch. Heaven on earth. Now it's funny because I'm about to like wrap this shit up. But ladies, you get the point of what I'm saying, ladies. Um, Orlando Brown just did an interview. He going viral right now on I think it was what's the is it Capone the Capone show whatever. But he go viral a lot for his little stuff and he play crazy. He don't fool me. That man is Orlando Brown. If you ever look at his stuff when he was a kid, right, when his stuff he used to play as a baby, pure gifts on that child. Ooh, you could see that they was just had doing a Birdman rub with that little boy's gifts, his spirit. He still got that in him. Even though he went through the ringer and he fucked him up and he did all this stuff to him in Hollywood, oh, he still got that on him. Don't think he don't. Those who can see as seers, oracles, we see that on him. That look at them when he was in major pain. Was it major pain? Little boy in major pain, and you see his gifts. How he's so gifted as a kid. You see how he was as a child actor, and how his light and how he just so vibrant. Um, that's God's child. And they try to put him through that ringer, and you know what he talk about, the panda eyes and all that stuff. You guys know what he talk about. He tried to let us know everything that happened to him and sexual abuse that he experienced, and whatnot. But he just did an interview, and they try to make him, oh, he crazy. No, that motherfucker knows some shit. I know he know, and he hurry up and try to play it like he play crazy, do the laugh in the middle of the Mm-mm. Mm-mm. For those that's on a past, he is past 20D in consciousness, and it is hard to understand if you in 3D level, 4D, even 5D level, he gonna sound crazy to you. He don't. Oh, he don't know what he talking about. When he talk about that facelift, he talking about quantum entanglement, jumping, spirit jumping through consciousness of jumping in somebody's body frame, mainframe through their mind. It's real deep shit they do in Hollywood, and they do it. It's kind of a form of method acting, but it's on steroids, and they do it. It's usually powerful occultists that do this. I know. I've seen it done. And so he just explained it in happenstance. But you watch the 100 and stuff, and you'll get an essence of what he's talking about when he talk about sharing consciousness and how he was saying that's that person and that's that and he was saying pointing to that person, oh, that person jumped in that person, it's deeper than what you see. It's deeper, way deeper. And he knows some shit. He know a lot. When you talk about the fragmentation of the mind through the panda ritual, through the anal sex magic. He give out a lot of game. He really do. But he gave this last interview that he talked about, and I know it flew over so many people's heads. Whoo, it flew over so many. I'm about to wrap it up, yeah, ladies. But he said, "Heaven is a place on earth. Heaven." Uh, and he said he think it's external and it's out there. And he said to an extent. He said, but when you born, that was some real deep shit. That was the most important thing that he said out that interview. That was the most important code that he gave out. Heaven is a state of consciousness. It is. And it's based on frequency and vibration. You can literally quantify that through the electromagnetic frequency of a hertz. We know 1,000 hertz is enlightenment. 800 is 800 is a mix between enlightenment and higher consciousness. Then you have peace at 600, love at 500. Like we're talking about maintaining a certain frequency. That's why I keep telling you women to raise your frequency. Heaven is a state. And when he said heaven is a place on earth, and he saw some heaven, I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. And everybody thinking he crazy. He's talking about state of consciousness. So in his mind, he said, everywhere I look, it's heaven, because he understands as he. I'm not trying to put him as no master teacher enlighten him, but he more enlightened than fucking, I would say, than about 90% of the human race for talking like that. Even making a statement like that, because people don't catch it. They think he crazy. Nah, mm-mm. Mm-mm. That's why they be going after him, arresting him, and all type of same shit they did with Cat Williams. Same shit they do with everybody. Lock your ass up, call you crazy. For the enlightened ones. But nah, he gave out a code. That was a big one. I said, "Ooh, that was a big one." And when he talked about how they got us buying fruits and they guys got buying water, stuff that actually is free, and apples, they got us going to the grocery store, buy apple shit that you're supposed to just go outside and pick off a motherfucking tree. You know something wrong with your motherfucking planet if you got to do that. You know something satanic. And that's what he's trying to say. And he said, God, and he looked at the camera and said, God is gonna punish you. Y'all laugh now and cry later. Laugh at him now. Y'all gonna be crying motherfucking later. Gonna be crying. And anybody that want to say, "Oh, he crazy, he crazy," no, I'm looking at you sideways because that motherfucker not crazy. Yeah, he went through some trauma, went through it, went through the ringer in Hollywood. Yeah, sure, but he ain't motherfucking crazy. Not by a long shot. I damn sure can't put that jacket on me. I'm way too. I'm not arrogant, but I have a very analytical mind that makes up for my creative aspect in terms of the mystic aspect. That analytical logical aspect is what is what prevents people from trying to label. They could put that jacket on me because I can run circles around most people intellectually. Um, and so they tried to do that to me too. The same shit they do with Orlando Brown and Cat Williams. Oh, you crazy, you crazy. No, y'all can't do that shit to me. And y'all not gonna I'm not gonna let nobody do it to them either. I'm not gonna let nobody put that on nobody. Uh I got one of my sisters right now with Chaos Intelligence Big. She in the damn homeless shelter, uh trying to figure out her life. And they attacked her. These occultists attacked her spiritually. And she went from the top, and now she said she hit rock bottom. She in the homeless shelter. I'm not judging her, but I do know that she under attack spiritually because she's an enlightened soul, and she's a chosen one. So they trying to fuck her up and get her out the game. They was trying to kill her, and she knew it and whatever. And she went. And she's getting her some help, but she ain't fucking crazy. And they trying to say she crazy. No, no. If you're enlightened, if you're a chaos intelligence being, if you're from God, if you have God energy on you, then they're gonna try to throw the ringer at you. They're gonna try to put you in a ringer if you don't go along with their system. If you're not willing to sell out, if you're not willing to go in with their shit. And I'm not talking about being a poor righteous teacher or nothing. I'm talking about real shit. Like these occultists will come after you. These covens will come after your ass and like literally do whole ass rituals. Just a whole organization will come after you, and you'll be sitting there minding your business, being a light in the world and trying to help people, and these people will come after your ass and to stifle your finances, to stifle and do all types of shit. And they already lost, but when I found out, that about my sister, she's from my planet, she's from my dimension, and they coming after all of us, men and women. They're coming after the men from my dimension, and they coming after the women from my dimension. And we usually could recognize one another. We're just disorganized. We got to get more organized. But I recognized her instantly, and I said, "Oh shit, she's from my dimension." And they went after me, so I know they went after us at the same time, and they weren't going after her hard because she helped enlighten so many other people, and she her some of her teachings cracked code, helped other people crack codes that was sleeping, and so they see her as a threat, just like they see me as a threat. Like certain people, they said certain things or they put certain information out that allowed other energies to not just become awakened but enlightened. We talking about Christ level, ascended master type enlightened. And so now they are just going DEF CON, what is it? Scorch earth on the teachers that are being blamed for that. They want to kill them. They can't because they're so powerful spiritually, but they want to kill the teachers, the master teachers, the esotericists, the spiritual intuitives, and these are usually black women, by the way. They're going after them because they let they said they put out information that was so powerful that most people don't listen to, by the way, and don't follow it. But for those of us that did, that applied it, and we ended up cracking this damn matrix open, yeah, they want blood because their way of life is forever changed. Their way of life and everything that they have ever known and everything is literally crumbling because of some of the things that these black women were down here doing, and some of the black women's, and it's not just race thing. It's not just race based because there were some enlightened souls of all races that's in on this, on ushering this age that we see, this age of Aquarius, this age of the divine feminine. And so with the black woman, we gonna take a hit because we was the ones that was really, pushing this, and you got some sellout, you got some niggas that didn't want this to happen, but it's happening. And so they coming after the people from the other interdimensional beings and other people that look human to you guys. They coming after us hard. The Orlando Browns, the Cat Williams, the the lucid living TV. They coming after the offset. They coming after us. They coming after and it's not, and it's so many that's not even as popular, but it's so many of us that may not even be, famous at all or have any influence, but be, I recognize you. I can recognize people from my dimension. They coming after us. They lost because again, if you travel to the future and see what happened, we all know how this play out. There's nothing to worry about. And some of us, we did take on that mantle knowing what was going to happen, but everything is good. It's just that come on, like they'll never they're not going to admit defeat. They're not going to admit uh they're not going to just go out without a fight. They're going to fight, even though we've already won. So it just is what it is. We got to let it play out. Ain't nothing to fear though. Just don't let them get in your mind. Don't let nobody control your mind, and stay with God, stay protected, and stay at a high frequency at this time. That's what you got to do. Stay at a high ass frequency. Okay. And can't nobody touch you. You have an advantage. We have an advantage. We came in with an advantage, so it ain't nothing to worry about. It's nothing to worry about at all. We came in with a high ass level of awareness already. Some of us we appeared as humans, but we came in as angels. Like I came in as already an interdimensional being, a high level interdimensional being, already as an angel, and descended while in human form, because that's what humans can do. That's what many of you are capable of. And so, for those that helped me, I noticed that anybody that they know has helped me, they're getting spiritually attacked too, because of what happened. That was not supposed to happen. As far as the glitch in this damn matrix, the way we did it. And so we have to stay strong. And I hate to see that my sister, that they attacking her like that, because I know where it's coming from. The organization and the people that's doing it involved, that's just attacking her 24/7, where she thinking she going crazy. She ain't crazy. She not gonna go crazy. And that's why I said Mother got us. Primordial Mother, God got us. Like God, primordial Godhead got us. Like we got it. And I kept saying that. I'm like praying for her. I'm like, Mother God got you. Like don't give up on yourself, and don't. Mother got you. God got you. And she getting her mind right. She getting it. She realizing, got to stay away from them fucking Luciferians, man. Because they don't understand the shit. They botched our material anyway, so they don't know what the hell they practicing. They don't know what they're doing. And I'm not here. I'm not a religious person, but I've been there. I've studied it. I've talked with the entity myself that is over that stuff, and they have botched it because it was stolen from the heavenly realm and botched and bastardized by other interdimensional, by what you call fallen angels. And so that information is botched, and I can't get with it. And I can see that's something that it's not adding up. It's not adding up, and I know I've been told by Primordial Mother herself how it all went down. And so stay away from. She's having issues because she got to really fold into Primordial Mother. She got to really go to the Godhead, and uh, not lend credence to their wicked system anymore. Just leave it all behind. Leave that behind, because it's a cult. It's brainwashing. It's programming. They try to put me in that shit too, so I get it. Anyways, that was a tangent. I was talking in code to the people that can understand me. Uh, I know that was a cold. I mean, I know that was a deep tangent, so forgive me. But I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Love y'all. Bye.
Are you ready for a mesmerizing linguistic journey? Step into the enchanting world of Tut language, an invaluable part of Black American heritage. Delve deep into this unique language where every word resonates with the rhythm of a resilient culture. Explore thoughtfully designed lessons that unravel the linguistic intricacies of Tut, from pronunciation variations to regional influences. Engage in interactive language games like word matching and pronunciation challenges that will deepen your understanding and sharpen your skills. Dive into live Tut bingo, historical and cultural role-play scenarios, and weekly open mic sessions featuring Tut music and poetry. Don't miss this incredible opportunity to celebrate culture and embrace language. Enroll now and start your Tut language adventure. Enroll now and receive 3 free Tut language books, thoughtfully created by colleague J.N.S. It's an invaluable addition to your learning experience.